Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to another vlog. So we are still in Santiago de Chile and today we're gonna be hiking to Cascada San Juan. So this time we didn't have to pay entrance fee, but we just had to sign our names on the paper. But we have to pay like 10,000 pesos, which is like $14 for Uber, because this hike was like on the other side of the town. So it was funny, there were some guys walking behind us with a big radio and really loud, and there were lots of people on this day because it was Sunday and it was really hot weather also. And after about 10 minutes of walking, we got to this huge gate, which is entrance to the nature park. And we noticed there's lots of restrictions of entering the nature parks, and this always closes in the evening. And shortly we connected to the river, where we saw many people having picnics. As I said, it was Sunday, and also children playing around, swimming. Also some people built tents here, so I guess it's possible to camp here. And after a few minutes the path was separating from the river and was going more uphill. So you can see the environment is really dry with the river flowing through, same like the last time we've been on a hike, and we see the high hills in the background. And then we got to this little viewpoint overlooking the river, and you can see many people swimming in the river. So it's 4 o'clock 8 minutes. We're just gonna have lunch right now. We went late, and as always, keep making those vegan gains. So these hills you can see in the background are around 2,500 and around 3,000 meters. But I would not do it in this 40 degrees weather. I would wait till July and August when it gets much cooler, and then it will be easier. So it's much more difficult to hike in a hot weather like this, and you have to be careful to be hydrated all the time, so we always drink enough water. So there is much more elevation gain to get it to this waterfall than to the last one we did, and that's why many people just choose to stay down at the river. And then we got to this crossroad, so the path on the left would go to Cerro La Cruz, which is 2,552 meter hill, and we're gonna keep going on the right to the waterfall. And then after about hour and a half we arrived to Cascada San Juan, and to be honest I'm not really impressed with this waterfall, same like the last one. The waterfalls in Ecuador were much bigger, but nevertheless it's a great hike. And here I asked the guy if I can go swim in the waterfall, because the last one we went to we couldn't swim there as it was used for drinking water. But we saw many people swimming down there, so I don't think this one is used for drinking water. And then we had some time left, so I decided to go up above the waterfall. And then we decided to go down following the river, and we found this nice little pool. So even though the weather is really hot, around almost 40 degrees Celsius, the water is pretty cold, and that's maybe because it comes from high mountains. Okay, here we go, leaving the waterfall de Juan Sarches.
Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone.
Alright, so we're heading back from the waterfall the same way. It's been a nice hike, afternoon hike, half a day, but I would rather wake up really early and do these high hills as well, but for that you need a little bit cooler weather.
Missing someone.
There's some music playing in the middle of nature. Weird. So then we decided to go by the river again, and we saw many people camping here. So I think it's a really popular in Chile to go camping for the weekend. So on the way to the waterfall, we're walking up on that cliff, looking down on the river, and now on the way back we decided to walk by the river under the cliff. So I think they're closing the gates at 7 p.m. but I see many people still hanging out by the river, and I think it's not so strict on the weekend and that nobody is hurrying up down. So here we wanted to cross, but there are some people trying to hit some target with rocks and we're in the way, so it was kind of sketchy. Alright, so we're almost back down. So this was a nice hike, nice waterfall, and I would recommend, if you have more time, to go more up to those hills and then you can do a loop. And now we're just ordering Uber. So Uber is a very useful application when you are traveling, and all you need is a number from the country where you're traveling. So in Ecuador we had Ecuadorian number, and now in Chile we bought another Chilean number, and pretty much Uber can pick you up anywhere you want. We just need to have a signal and you can pinpoint the location, so you don't have to explain a taxi driver in another language. You can just pinpoint and he will come for you, and also it's much cheaper than taxi. And here is the Uber driver showing us some interesting place near Santiago de Chile. Alright guys, that's it for adventures from Santiago de Chile, and tomorrow we're traveling to Valparaiso, so stay tuned for those adventures. And as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous!